In love with the sea until it starts to corner me. I'll just watch the rainbow.
So, I'm going to see my friend Samuel Sandoval. He's a good friend of mine. He's also a musician. A lot of his music is pretty much folk music with his spin on it. We're going to talk to him, figure out his journey, what inspired him, and inspired his journey out in LA. I think Sam's very talented, and I think this is what the show is all about. It's, investigating and speaking with the talented people of LA, or anybody for that matter, and see what got them into what they're doing, and taking a sneak peek into their journey. Let's see.
Well, I got here 2021. I just graduated college. I didn't have anything planned. I was newly single, and I was planning on going to see my sister. She's lived here since 2015. And from there, I got a job and just stayed. Yeah, I had nothing planned.
Wow, really?
After that. So
That's like the typical artist journey, the talent that comes out of that. It's like, yeah, I came and fell in love with LA.
stumbled into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
At first, it was like isolating, I didn't feel it initially because I was on vacation, and it was like the line between, oh, I'm on vacation versus like, all right, I live here now. I'm a resident. I should get my shit together. So that transition period was a little drawn out and a little depressing, but I got through it, and I met a lot of people, through that, and yeah, it was really cool. I got lucky.
Okay. Where are you from, and how was it growing up? Where you were originally from?
I grew up in Meriden, Connecticut, and which, I mean, nobody hears that. I think, oh, Meriden, cool. But it's in New Haven County, in Connecticut. It was okay. It was, as far as like artistic communities, they weren't my generation. Like any artistic identity that Meriden had was long gone, and for the most part, it was just a regular suburban upbringing. With again, I got lucky meeting cool people who were interested in music and art, and of course, my sisters and my mom helped foster that too. So honestly, it was mainly just focused on being home. I was home a lot, and just learned through from there most about life.
So in Connecticut, is that where you found your love for music? How did you find that love for music, and what got you started into that? What was that moment where it's like, I'm falling in love with this thing?
I want to do this. Honestly, it was weird. My mom listened the Beatles and White Stripes and rock, at that time. And my dad is from Mexico. He was, grew up listening to Joan Sebastian, Vicente Fernandez, mariachi music. And so music was really important to us. It was always on. It was a binder for sure. But when I started thinking oh, I could play this, I think I started, I don't know. This is actually really embarrassing, but I think Guitar Hero was big for me because we only had one guitar controller, and I had to play with the actual the Xbox controller. And I don't know, something in my brain clicked where my sister Gabby knew a little bit of guitar, and she could play drums, and I asked for a guitar in fifth grade because of School of Rock, and it was. Okay. Stuff was always floating around where I was oh, I want to do that. I want to be like that person, but not really knowing like, oh, I need to learn guitar and like write songs. Like that's what, I don't know what the process is, but anyway, I like learned a riff after finally like just like wanting to hold the guitar and like actually understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I don't know. I was also writing like poetry at the time. This is like 11 or 12. And so neither thing was like good or adequate, but I still enjoyed doing it. And I wanted to like combine the two.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, from there, I didn't have any interests after that. Like once I figured out how to read tabs and teach myself stuff on the guitar, and I wanted to do, learn everything and like talk about guitar all the time and skip things to play guitar, and it was cool.
Okay, cool. All right. So you said Guitar Hero was one of your this you got the music that now, I'm a gamer, so
Of course,
I didn't really get to Guitar Hero, but what was your favorite songs and Guitar Hero that you played? And wait, and what was that? What really got you learning the guitar?
in a way, this is like really digging into my memory bank, but well, for starters, my favorite songs were like at the end you play Freebird and like Guitar Hero 2. I was like, okay, this is sick. Music is about the guitar solo, and I need to learn how to do that, which I don't think that anymore, but that was cool. There was a song called Freya that had like really cool guitar riffs, and there were games that like we didn't have Rock Band, we only had Guitar Hero 2. That is so like boring and like specific, but I would go on YouTube and watch like how a song was played on like Expert to see how many like buttons there were and just what it would look like to play. I would watch people like play like hard songs, and eventually I was like, this is I should be doing something. Like I could really this isn't how I want to spend my time, basically, is what I got to. And we had like 2 guitars in the house, and I just thought, I gotta do something. I gotta learn something. I want to be good at this. So then I just really got into it. And from there, it really was like a Toy Story moment where like, when like Buzz shows up and Andy's focused on Buzz. Like I was so focused on guitar, and like I stopped playing video games completely, and was just obsessed with guitar to the point where if I got in trouble, it wasn't like, we're gonna take your video games away, we're gonna take your guitars away. Like, so yeah, it became such a huge part of my life, like really fast and so intensely, and it was undeniable. It's like one of those things where I feel like I know a lot of artists, or at least my favorite artists that I know, have this feeling like they can't do anything else but create things. Like I don't know, that's what they're most qualified for. And I don't know, I just feel like I have other interests outside of making art, but yeah, I feel like this is what I need to be doing.
Gotcha.
I gotta thank Guitar Hero, I guess.
That's Guitar Hero.
I'll always rep video games. Like it would be a dream to like write music for a video game and just be a part of, give back, I guess, and just show, how much that means to me. Like over time, I've looked back on all the games I've played, and just like how much that music, just, I don't know, background music was so big for us, growing up.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you describe your musical style?
My musical style, starting with lyrics, I really want to like tell like a story, or like paint like a picture that's like, it's really specific, or I don't know, I love pop music, but where I feel like I rebel against pop music is like, a lot of my songs don't repeat words. Like I just try to bunch of words, like crazy entry, like
Right.
just go off the wall, like cram as much like ore into every line, and I think that's like, I don't know, like always what I believed in. And as far as like music, how it sounds, I love finger picking guitar style, and like um especially when people can figure out how to add like electronics into it. Like the meaning of electronics and acoustic guitars is like my favorite thing to come across. Like I'm obsessed with this band, or a big influence of mine is Animal Collective, and I don't know, they're like the best example. Some of their albums are perfect examples of that. And so yeah, I know for a long time I only wrote with them in mind. I feel like I was just ripping off Wild Animal Collective in my formative years. But yeah, it's big acoustic guitars, and more electronics. This next project I'm doing is a little more stripped down, but still those elements for sure.
Tell us about that. Actually, that's a good leeway. Tell us about your next project. How did this start? What is it? What are the themes? How were you feeling when you came up with the project?
Well, I'm not gonna lie, this is like maybe the best thing I've ever done. So far. I'm so excited about it. But it's essentially I don't want to reduce it to like a breakup album, but I do feel like it came out of that, and just feeling like having these raw feelings. Well, first of all, it's called Plainspeak because I wanted to write an album where it was where I didn't worry so much about like the arrangements of the song, or like it had to be this, big, sweet or anything like that, essentially. But instead just like tell a story, be straightforward. And it's just a batch of, I've always wanted to just record a batch of love songs, really. And like the tag that I'm kind of putting to it is they're songs about how awkward love can be, or awkward songs about love. And it's really up to the listener, right? Because while it is about love, it's also, I don't know, Saint Vincent, one of my favorite songwriters, says like in her master class that like every song needs an epiphany, and I feel like I agree with that with every song, and I would love to try to do that with albums too, whole albums. And with this album, it is about a lot about love, like being in relationships, but it definitely turns into like an introspective album because I don't know, I feel like I talk about my family all the time, and I don't know, every album I get more and more into how my family has like influenced me as a person, and I feel like this album is about how, I don't know, like how my parents, as an example, like their relationship has affected me as, like a male in society, and just like as a dating male or something, and how awkward I've become, but also like I don't know, I'm thinking about it basically. And it's like a neurotic album, but I endorse it heavily. Like I think it's really cool. One of my favorite songs is called Prude.
Okay.
Because I think it's I don't know, I feel proud of myself as like a writer and listening to that song, and just how far I've come. And I think it's just a solid piece of poetry, like really poetic moments that I don't know, this is like maybe too self-indulgent, but I do have moments or like songs that are really important to me that I just have no idea where they came from. And just like, how did I write that? Which is so, I know how that could sound, but Prude, a lot of moments are like that. They just kind of, I really feel like I got lucky, or like came across like a personal miracle in a way. But yeah, Prude is part of this.
What is some advice that you would give to someone moving to LA to chase their dreams in the arts? Whether it's music, whether it's coming out here for the film industry, as we know, or the arts, whether it comes to painting and drawing and all kind of things. What's your advice as someone that definitely I'm pretty sure you struggled a little bit coming around here during COVID and stuff like that. And we also live in a different time where things are changing all the time in LA. And I know a lot of people are like, don't move to LA. It's already, yeah, it's already filled up. But what would be your advice?
I feel like if you're going to be an artist, if you want to come to LA and be an artist, I really think something I wish I did, and that something I wanted to be better at is being kind of community forward. I feel like community is a word that's thrown around all the time and like abused, but I do think that, I don't know, I feel like a lot of like LA's frustration with people like outsiders and shit, like, don't come to LA, it's because a lot of people don't give a fuck about like, I don't even go there and like start like community, it's very like, I don't even go there and be the best, be, number one. And
Right.
I really feel like that's like taking the very long way to things. And I've definitely made the mistake of just being like hyper independent and, not being open to meeting people. And I'm not talking about networking. I really mean like getting to know people and learning from other artists, either your age or your scene or what you're into. I feel like that's a really good step, or like a good idea that I think I should follow too. I'm definitely guilty of just being a loner, but I do think community is something that LA is like, I don't know, I don't want to say desperate for it, but I feel like as far as like the arts, I don't know, community could be probably more thriving, I guess. Yeah.
I agree with you because, I don't know if I'm a loner, but
I could pick a better word.
But I'm definitely like, I call myself an extrovert introvert.
Yep.
So, I'm good when I'm around people. I'm not like, I don't fold and, keep to myself. But I also like, there's a part of me that's like, I'd rather be home.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Me often.
you're
We home, but
right.
but also it's like going out to these like events or like going out in general, and I think it would be helpful if people just didn't think about it so much as like networking, and just thought like if people were just really more curious about what other people were up to,
Gotcha.
I think that would be like cooler, and like it's like more like empathetic and reciprocal kind of system maybe, but yeah, I don't know. I'd be totally wrong, and I feel like you said, like LA really it feels like it's like always like changing, and
All right. No,
not that I've been here that long, but it's still it feels like anything can happen. It's like very moody.
no, it's true. But I 100% agree with you. I think community is the best thing to do when you come out here, is find your people. That's what I adopted. I heard somebody else say it. I'm like, damn, that actually makes sense. Find your people. Like Sam, you're one of my people. So like you're part of that. And I think that's the best advice you can give anybody out here coming to LA. Find your people, the people that's willing, to do things with you and collaborate and create. Not the people that's like, yeah, I'll give you a call whenever, and yeah, write my email out. Yeah, no.
Yeah. What can you do for me?
Exactly.
Just always the underlying.
Exactly. Okay. Sale, what are you going to play for us today? We want to see your musical talent and in person. What will you play for? Is it a snippet, or is it a new song from your album? What would you like to play for our audience?
Oh, I have no idea. I should have. I'm gonna tune my guitar.
Okay,
Like have
cool.
have like a little of the little verse of the song called Whips.
Webs? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
For the new album.
We'll be right back. Sam, tell us about the song that you're going to play for us, and What was your inspiration?
Well, this one's called Whips, and this. Sorry. I would play a little piece. I'm not gonna play a little song.
Okay.
Or do you want to play a little song?
No, you play what you feel like.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a little piece. Well, the song's called Webs, and as far as inspiration, I feel like it came from feeling like I don't know. This sounds so academic, but I feel like it's my play on the role of the songwriter is to be a liar, and I don't know. I feel like a lot of my songs are about myself, but I'm always, bending the truth and making things up and embellishing. And this song is just kind of about starting shit, and the last verse that I'm about to play is kind of a culmination, just like the climax of that, and just kind of realizing it's the epiphany of feeling like a liar.
Okay, and this like a liar, like everyday life, relationship.
Well, both. I mean, it's like it's really the gamut. It's just feeling like I've been untruthful and just kind of like now I'm fucked. But yeah.
The jokes from the day begin to pile up. The spiders in the way make mustaches with all my blood, and nature stands still just to ask what I'm made of. My hands go up. I suppose I could have lied.
So, Sam, can you give us a last piece of advice before we go to, artists like yourself that's coming to LA or even anywhere? Just advice that can maybe help them on their artistic journey.
Definitely just to be patient, because I feel like, I don't know, like I said before, LA feels moody, or at least it brings out the moodiness in me. And where I feel like one day it's so hard, like I'm not gonna be able to do anything, and the next day it's like I'm just one step away from like making it, and then back and forth. I feel like really be patient, and like the work that you're doing is progress, like any little bit is progress, and just see it that way, and just know that it's going to be a lot of that. Unless, depending on their connections, obviously, but regardless, do your thing.
Okay, keyword there from Samuel Sandoval. Be patient. I'm pretty sure you'll keep us, in the know of any of your future arrangements. Any projects that you have upcoming. Can you give us the name one more time of your new upcoming album?
The upcoming album is called Plainspeak, and my artist name is HumanYoyo, and you can find me on all streaming platforms. I have a bunch of releases out right now, and I'll keep you posted for sure.
All right, Samuel Sandoval, aka HumanYoyo. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
Peace.